meet our fighters one more time for this mixed martial arts bout. It's 3 rounds, 3 minutes apiece. Fighting out of the top shelf medicinals blue corner, he fights out of Poto, Oklahoma. Making his debut, weighted at 213 pounds. This is Zach Earnest. And across the cage, fighting out of the Extreme Work and Play red corner, also fighting out of Poto, Oklahoma. He weighted at 219 pounds. This is Trent Allen. A referee in charge of this bout is Mr. Rocky Demir. Poto, are you ready for these Poto boys? Here we go!
In the red corner, you got Trent Allen in the Hayabusa shorts. In the blue corner, Zachary Earnest in the yellow and black Rufus Sport trunks. Earnest comes out in a southpaw. Throwing a nice left hand, little left loop. Earnest looks like he really wants to stand and bang. Trent Allen taking some licks off the outside of his leg, outside leg kick. Earnest.
When he kicks, put a 2 in his mouth. Hey, check 2, check 2.
See, Earnest seems to be the more comfortable fighter right now. Allen throwing a 3-piece. Did land a rear leg lead hand there. Earnest is smiling at him. He's having some fun. You can hear Earnest's corner tell him, say, hey, cut the ring off. Earnest shooting in for a double. He's got Allen's legs together. Has Allen down. Allen is double overing his arms. What he really needs to do is push down on the back of his head. Allen's looping his legs. You can see him looping his legs to try to pull his legs out from underneath him. He's going to pass his legs to the side and then push them into the fence. Right here, Allen needs to push down on the back of his head, on the back of Earnest's head, and then stand up. He will not be able to stand up without putting some kind of pressure on the back of his head. You can see Allen standing back up. Earnest is going to go for another single leg. Allen has got Earnest's head. Allen has got Earnest's head, but really he's not going to be able to do anything from there. He's not going to be able to finish him off from here. What Earnest should really do is underhook Allen's left leg with his right arm and scoop his leg up and go ahead and turn him just kind of parallel with the fence there where he can stand up and maybe do some damage. I don't know, maybe Earnest is throwing some shoulder strikes here from what it looks like. I don't really have a top view there. There it is. Allen's got an overhook with his left arm, underhook with his right arm. He's going to have to turn loose of one of those to actually get him stood up. He's turned loose to the overhook. Earnest has got him stretched out there. The only way he's going to be able to turn into him right here is if he actually works his left arm to an underhook and then turns into Earnest. Earnest, I would say, won that round handily, won the more meaningful strikes, got the takedown. Earnest did come away with a little bit of a bloody nose. Here you see a replay. Earnest telling him, said, hey, let's square up. Earnest here, getting on the legs, sucking him out from underneath him, and looping his legs together.
Get in there and knock his ass out. Don't be hesitating. Knock his ass out.
Yeah, coach from the peanut gallery telling him to knock him out. That always sounds real easy, doesn't it? Deep breath for Allen. Earnest standing up, looking like the more comfortable fighter. one thing they have trouble with, a lot of people have trouble with, is preparing for a left-handed fighter. Allen's going to try to peel him off here, but Earnest is going to suck his legs out from underneath him. Allen's got an overhook on Earnest's right arm, which he really is just going to have to turn loose of. He's going to have to get a right underhook and just bridge and turn him off. And he goes for the overhook. Earnest could really, right here, go to knee on belly and start doing some damage. But Allen's not going to be able to hold him down or really do anything that way. You can see a little. Allen's just powering his way up and turning out from underneath him.
To your feet, Trent. To your feet. To your feet. Yeah.
Allen just powering his way back up. Little heel pick there. Allen throwing some vicious body shots there. He's gonna go for another ride there. Really should have settled himself down instead of throwing those body shots. What he's gonna need to do is pull his right leg out and post up on his right arm, put some pressure on the back of his head with his left arm, and just stand up. These double overs like this, what they're doing, working their arms back and forth, that's great in, you know, backyard wrestling, but it's not going to do any good here. He's going to have to.
Push his head down and cover your feet.
You can hear Allen's corner now telling him, hey, push his head down. He can either push his head down or he can put his hand in his armpit, either one, and that keeps him from turning into him. Force is going, Earnest is going to his back. At least he's trying to gift wrap him here a little bit. He's got a single hook in. He's going to try to work him over a little bit. He needs to be careful not to get his hips too high. Threw a nice knee there to the body.
30 seconds, Trent.
Allen's going to have to work his way up and do something meaningful here.
Short time, Trent.
Trent Allen looks really tired. He looks like he's trying to get his breath back here. The guy's physically built. The trouble that you have is once you get in the cage and you start working out like that, you have to feed all that. Your body, your heart, your lungs, your kidneys have to work on acid balance and oxygen delivery to keep you from going into lactic acid buildup. So right now, he needs to sit up straight. Needs to take in some deep breaths. Three quick deep breaths will help you slow your heart rate down, help oxygenate your body. Right now he's bent down and really sucking wind. He needs to straighten up and take some deep breaths. Look across cage at Earnest. Earnest looks like the more comfortable fighter. He looks more composed right now. He looks like he has a little bit more wind and energy. He's won both rounds as far as I'm concerned.
Ladies and gentlemen, there it is, the third and final round. Let's make some noise. Here we go.
Again, Earnest throwing off the takedown, right to the ground with Allen. Earnest again passing the legs to go into a crossbody position. Allen really needs to work with some alacrity. He is down easily 2 rounds to none. Earnest going into a mounted position where he's got Allen's legs kind of wrapped and pinned down. I love that trick. You can see Earnest, if you look there with Earnest's right hand, he is underhooking and covering Allen's mouth. That's pretty uncomfortable. Allen right now is just in survival mode, trying to keep Earnest from posturing up and throwing some hands. Earnest again is reaching across, covering the mouth and nose of Allen, which is perfectly legal as long as he keeps his fingers out of his nose and eyes and out of his mouth. That's all perfectly legal.
Trent, you got a minute and a half. Let's do something.
Ernest right now, you see both legs hooked under Allen's legs, what I like calling skydiving. It's where you basically put all your weight on your opponent's abdomen. You put your cup in their diaphragm, and then you just kind of wrench down. It's pretty uncomfortable. Earnest has his arm across the throat of Allen. I don't know if he's going for like an Ezekiel type choke here. He looks like he's trying to work his right arm underneath there for an Ezekiel. Just softening Allen up a little bit. Yeah, you can see Allen's really starting to dislike that. Earnest right now looks like he's just sucking the wind right out of Allen.
Trent, you got 30 seconds.
He's just putting all his weight on him, making him breathe with his weight on top of him. I have a feeling he's going to turn his head into the cage and posture up. You can hear Steve Young saying, "Hey, let's go." So Earnest looks like he's going to posture up here in a second and maybe throw some hands. Earnest putting the exclamation point on the win. Show class said these guys came out, gave each other a good throttling, and then shook hands. That's what it's about. Again, thanks to our sponsors, our wonderful sponsors, Fitz Framing, Family Combat Fitness, Top Shelf Medicinals, Johnson Construction, Hammond Dental, The Coffee Cup, Mahindra of Oklahoma, Extreme Work and Play, and of course, C. Mallard Media.
Thank you very much.
Ladies and gentlemen, make some noise for these guys. The Battle of Podo. It does go the distance, so ladies and gentlemen, the judges scored about 30-27, 30-27, 30-27 for your winner. By unanimous decision, out of the blue corner, Zachary